I just want to start out with a question, and it's a Tea Party question. I would like each of you to respond on how the Tea Party movement has changed how you campaign. How your campaigning has changed with the introduction of this movement. So I know, Joe, you probably have a lot to say about that. Let's hear from the others before we get to Joe, because he just got done speaking. So any one of you, go ahead.
You're good.
I'm good, okay. Well, I had a little comment last cycle, 2 years ago when I ran. I ordered 30,000 brochures, and I still have in my basement 10,000 brochures. And since I've been involved and learned more about people that really care about government, I ordered 20, they're gone. I ordered 7,500, they're gone. And I'm now on the next 7,500, and I'm left with about 4,000. So I think that just the mere fact that you people are out there talking it up, people are getting more and more involved, and they want to come forth and help me. And I really, really appreciate it, and thank you again very much.
I have to say the enthusiasm is what's made a difference in my race. Again, it's a small race, it's a small district, but knowing there are volunteers out there that are generating interest in the voters, getting active, actually thinking about their candidates, providing them with a rating system to use, that makes all the difference when you're going door to door. People are more interested. They want to talk to you when you're at the door rather than just grabbing your stuff and closing the door. So that's helped me as a candidate maintain my enthusiasm, and my happy smile as that door is opening. So thank you.
Well, as a relatively new candidate, golly, I think I was a Tea Party member before I was even a candidate. You know, basically for those of you that were here to hear the story. And, you know, honestly, I don't know campaigning other than campaigning during the era of the Tea Party. So thank you.
Tea Party people are smart. They know their American history. They know their theories of government. The movement has forced me to brush up on my study of history.
Thank you. For those again, my name is Dominic Martirano, and I'm Bill Brady's coordinator up here in Lake County. Bill could not be here tonight because he was scheduled in several parts of the state. But to answer the question, I'm not sure he would campaign any differently. Bill's always been about lower taxes, smaller government, right? He's been about talking about creating an environment for jobs, not specifically going out and generating jobs like a lot of his opponents want to do, but Bill has been campaigning to lower taxes. Our state has a $13.5 billion hole. Bill has gone back and said, we're going to cut the budget. We are going to reduce spending. He doesn't say, like his opponent, we're going to go out and raise more money so the state government can keep on spending. I think that's been Bill's message all along. I think the enthusiasm of the Tea Party has got him more energized, just like the rest of the candidates up here. But again, I think Bill has been marching to the same tune that all of you have been ever since he decided to run. Thank you.
We may be smart, but some of us don't see so well without our glasses. You know, we're always up here in front of you, so tonight we're going to switch this up a little bit. And I'd like you to stand when I read your questions so that you can ask further questions or ask for clarification. Because I think what Joe said before is, it is all about us. It really is all about us. So who asked how much faith do you have in absentee ballots without having it being tampered with? That's for any one of you to answer. Who asked that question? Do you have anything to add to the question?
I think that we are very fortunate in our county. I can only speak for Lake County. Willard Helander has done an outstanding job. She has created a system that has checks and balances all through it. I used her voting by mail this time just to see how it would work. And my parents do not like to go to the polls, but they did their ballot at home in their own private, and they can look and research candidates and that and send it right in. So I think that she's done a wonderful job, and you should be really comfortable with the way that the balloting works in Lake County.
I was just a little leery about it because when I read it in the News Times, they just said how it was going to save money, and I was just wondering how it was going to save money by, sending it out to everybody that was interested.
Well, one of the things that she, talked about in this saving money was the fact that if you are doing this by mail, you have less voting places. She can consolidate locations. It's less, it just cuts down on the cost all the way across. And this is the first year for voting by mail. And so, again, I'm sure that she'll tweak it a little bit more next time, but I would not be uncomfortable about doing it. Just encourage a lot of people to do it. Thank you.
All right, the next question is for anyone again, and it's a good one, I think. Hold on a second, we want to get an idea. Yeah. So this is for anyone that can answer, and the question is, what's the deal with the proposed amendment to add Section 7 to Article 3 of the Illinois Constitution? I tried to read the flyer, and I just don't understand.
Welcome to my world. No one understood it in Springfield. It was shoved down our throats at the last minute because we were demanding that, we just went through an impeachment, and part of the ethics program was to be able to make elected officials more accountable. And there should be a process that if we feel very strongly that they are not doing their job and causing a bit of a problem like our former governor Blagojevich did, that we should have a process in place to be able to do this. Michael Madigan didn't like the idea, and he put this out. Does it do much? No. Should you vote for it? I don't know, it's got to be your conscience. Do you understand it? No, I don't understand it, and I sat there and read it 3 times. And it sets up rules and regulations of how to recall a public official. But they don't have the meat in it that they need to have to get it done properly. So, maybe we'll be fortunate that if we go down there and we take over the House, we'll be able to straighten that mess out. A lot of people don't like to tamper with the Constitution. They want to leave it the way it is. So, I would say that if you're feeling that way, then you should say vote no. But you got to do some more research because it's way beyond my capacity.
Okay, this next question is for Joe. Would you please stand if you wrote 3 questions for Joe? One is, how do you stand on auditing the Federal Reserve?
Easy. These will be short answers. I'm all for looking into auditing the Fed. I support.
He's got more questions.
Oh, geez. Yes. Yes. Audit the Federal Reserve. Yes.
Is a private bank, but with all the money that's being printed and spent in the 94-year history of the Federal Reserve, it has never been audited. I'm just kind of wondering how many bodies are buried there that they don't want us to know about. And the other thing is, why not start a movement to repeal the Federal Reserve Act of 1913 altogether.
Yes on the audit, and yes, a discussion should be begun on the usefulness or the purpose of the Fed.
Well, since the Federal Reserve Act was enacted, we went through how many different monetary changes as far as what the paper's worth, the way it was printed, and what it actually says on it that it's indebted for. It's amazing. It's a mess.
I agree.
We think you're amazing. Very intelligent question.